Welcome to Morning Motivation, where history's greatest minds fuel your grind. Want their secrets? Subscribe now and turn their wisdom into your legacy. Let's go.
Marie Curie defied every expectation, shattered barriers, and changed science forever. But what made her so different from everyone else? Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas. The story of Marie Curie. Marie sat by the dim light of a kerosene lamp, her eyes scanning the worn pages of a physics textbook. The bustling noise of Paris beyond her tiny attic room was nothing but a murmur. To her, the world outside could not compare to the vast, uncharted territories of science that lay within the ink on these pages. It was 1891, and Marie had arrived in Paris from Poland with little more than hope and an insatiable curiosity. The University of Paris, Sorbonne, was a sanctuary for her mind. Her life back in Warsaw had been marked by hardship and the shadow of Russian oppression, but here, in the lecture halls and laboratories, Marie found freedom. Her sister Bronislawa, already settled in France, had helped her begin this journey. Marie had worked as a tutor for years, saving every coin to afford this education. It wasn't just ambition that drove her, but a profound need to understand the world, to peel back its layers and see the truths beneath. In those early days, Marie's curiosity was boundless. She was not distracted by gossip or the lives of others. Instead, she dove into equations, theories, and the wonders of natural phenomena. She once told a fellow student, "Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas." It was more than advice, it was a creed that shaped her every choice. Marie's exceptional intellect did not go unnoticed. She was often the only woman in her classes, standing quietly at the back, but her answers, when given, were precise and brilliant. Professors began to acknowledge her, and soon, so did her peers. In the summer of 1894, fate introduced her to Pierre Curie. A physicist with a gentle demeanor and a mind as sharp as her own, Pierre was different from anyone she had met. Their connection was not born from idle chatter or romantic intrigue, but from shared passions. Together, they discussed crystallography, magnetism, and the frontier of physics. Where others might have found love in stolen glances, Marie found it in the shared hum of discovery. The couple married in 1895 with no grand ceremony, just a promise to support each other's work. They purchased bicycles instead of wedding rings, spending their days exploring the French countryside and their evenings immersed in research. It was an unconventional love story, but one perfectly suited to Marie's philosophy of valuing ideas over societal expectations. Their work on radioactivity became a life's mission. The discovery of radium and polonium was nothing short of revolutionary. Together, they spent hours in a drafty shed, stirring boiling beakers, breathing in vapors, and enduring burns from unknown elements. They did not seek fame, they sought understanding. And when the world finally did take notice, when the Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to them in 1903, Marie remained grounded. Her acceptance speech was not about their personal triumph, but about the promise of scientific progress. But life, as it often does, presented tragedy alongside triumph. In 1906, Pierre died in a street accident. The world seemed to blur, the axis of Marie's life tilting unexpectedly. Many wondered if grief would silence her curiosity. Instead, it intensified. She took over Pierre's teaching position at the Sorbonne, becoming the first woman to do so. Her lectures were not just lessons, but an invitation to look beyond the obvious, to challenge, to question. Her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, further cemented her legacy. She was the first person to win in two different scientific fields, a testament to her perseverance and her unwavering belief in ideas over recognition. In her later years, Marie focused on practical applications of her research. During World War I, she developed mobile radiography units, little Curies, to help surgeons on the battlefield. She trained women to operate them, creating a legacy of practical science and saving countless lives. Marie Curie's story is not just one of discovery, but of philosophy. Her life's work, her approach to love, loss, and legacy all spoke to the power of curiosity directed toward ideas. Even as radiation began to take its toll on her health, she remained steadfast, working in her laboratory until her final days. She left behind more than scientific achievements. She left behind a challenge to all who would come after her, to look beyond the immediate and the personal, to seek truth not for fame but for the pure joy of knowing. Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas, she had said. And with every discovery, she showed the world exactly what that meant. Marie Curie's legacy endures not just in textbooks, but in the spirit of every scientist who closes their door to distraction and opens their mind to possibility. Her life was proof that ideas, when nurtured with curiosity and discipline, could change the world. Marie Curie, a pioneering scientist and the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, once said, "Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas." This powerful statement encapsulates a philosophy that has the potential to drive profound personal and intellectual growth. Curie's life and work serve as a testament to the value of focusing on ideas, discoveries, and knowledge rather than being preoccupied with societal judgments or personal affairs. Her perspective offers timeless lessons in curiosity, perseverance, and intellectual integrity. One of the key lessons from Curie's statement is the importance of nurturing intellectual curiosity. In a world that often gravitates toward gossip, sensationalism, and the lives of others, Curie's advice encourages a shift in focus. Rather than spending energy on the trivialities of other people's lives, investing that curiosity into exploring new ideas can lead to meaningful achievements. This mindset fosters a sense of purpose and drives innovation. When curiosity is directed toward ideas, it cultivates critical thinking and fuels creativity. Curie's groundbreaking work in radioactivity, which led to the discovery of polonium and radium, exemplifies this. Her curiosity was not about gaining fame or recognition, but about understanding the mysteries of the natural world. Another significant lesson lies in the resilience and perseverance required to explore ideas deeply. Marie Curie faced numerous obstacles, including gender bias, poor laboratory conditions, and health risks due to radiation exposure. However, her focus on the work itself, rather than on the people who doubted her, allowed her to overcome these challenges. She maintained a steadfast commitment to her research, demonstrating that when curiosity is centered on ideas, it generates the strength needed to push through adversity. Her perseverance not only advanced scientific knowledge, but also opened doors for future generations of women in science. Curie's quote also speaks to the importance of independence of thought. Being overly curious about people can sometimes lead to conforming to societal expectations or being swayed by others' opinions. Instead, Curie's emphasis on ideas promotes a form of intellectual autonomy. It encourages individuals to question norms, challenge assumptions, and forge their own paths. This independence is crucial in both academic and everyday contexts, as it helps individuals build a strong sense of self and contribute original ideas to the world. Additionally, Curie's focus on ideas over people reinforces the value of humility and integrity in intellectual pursuits. Throughout her career, she remained modest despite her remarkable achievements. She famously refused to patent her radium isolation process, ensuring that the knowledge would be freely available to the scientific community. This selflessness highlights how a genuine curiosity about ideas, rather than personal gain or status, can lead to contributions that benefit humanity as a whole. She didn't just change the world, she redefined what was possible. The next great discovery? It might just be yours.